All right, we're back with another set of in-ears. If you guys don't know, if you're new to the channel, maybe it's your first video, welcome, subscribe, hang out. I've been using the Kiwi Ears orchestra lights for about 2 years now, at least a year and a half. I love them. I got the orange ones here. They are good, but introducing the tier above it, the Septet Kiwi Ears Septet. I had my friend Mike, who also was using these, and now has another set, was looking for some more open back in-ear monitors, as I have been as well. And he mentioned these to me, so I reached out. Kiwi sent them. Thank you, Kiwi. I did not promise a video. They did not make me say anything good about all this stuff. It's just, I'm on a quest to find the best in-ears at the best price range for you guys. Some of you know you can spend like $13 on a set of in-ears, and you can hear the click, and if that's all you need, then that's all you need to spend. But some of us don't want to spend thousands of dollars, but we want to upgrade. We want to sound a little bit better. We're pursuing the ultimate tone. And I have a free guide for you, actually, if you want like great in-ear monitor mix, some tips, some suggestions about panning and EQing and all that stuff you can grab. It's called my free, what's it called? Better Sound This Weekend. Free, great in-ear monitor mix. Pretty simple, pretty, you know what you're getting. Go download that if you want. We're always just trying to get the best sound, because when you have good sound in your ears, you feel more confident and you play better. That's facts, okay? So I want to see what these sound like compared to these. Do I like these better? Am I going to start wearing these? I don't know. Let's find out. Let's open them up. I'm going to open them up, listen to them, and then I'm going to test them tonight at rehearsal, because I have rehearsal tonight, and I will let you know what I thought about the fit, the feel. A lot of it for me is fit. I want something that seals well, and we're not talking about custom molds, so, you know, I need something that fits well. These orchestra lights are nice and beefy. They fit my ears really well. I just love them. But my son, who's 15, does not prefer them. He said they sound good, but they're just too big for it to seal in his ears. So I've been telling people, you know, in this price range, this is like $220 nowadays. They used to be $249, and they would go on sale for $199. Right now they're around the $220 range. Then I just recently got these Tipsy in the same kind of price range, $220, and these are the M3s. And the quality was very similar in sound quality. It had, if I remember right, it had a little bit of high mid push and maybe a little bit low mid bass push. Not as flat, but still really good. And they are a little bit smaller, so they fit in other people's ears better than mine. So they didn't seal as well, even though they sound great. But when I compare the two, just the fit and the feel, Kiwi Ears orchestra lights. But what about these Septets? Let's open them up if I can figure out how to do that. Well, let's read first. Boom. What's crazy about these is that they have 1 dynamic driver, 4 balanced armature drivers, 1 micro planner, 1 PZT in-ear monitors, whatever. Anyways, a bunch of stuff. You can go read all about it. I will have links to all these in the description just to help you shop if you're in the market. Look at that. They do look good. They look like they have this open back look to them. Now, most of the time, that's just like a port to help bass frequencies not build up. They're not actually like open back headphones, like a set of headphones like my HD600s by Sennheiser. They are like, they sound amazing, but like you can like click your fingers right outside of them and you can hear them. There's also bleed. Like, you wouldn't want to be on stage and have like the click and the guides right here blaring coming through the microphone. So you need some isolation. Very similar cases. This one's just soft, or this one's like not soft. What's this, canvas type material? I don't know. This one's more like faux leather. Did I mention how much these were? These are $269 right now. We have different little modules here on the end that come off. At least it's tight. There was one that I tried by another brand that had this on the end, and every time I went to pull it out, the adapter stayed in my in-ear pack. And I was like, that's not good. What I love about these is, and this may not be a big deal to you, but these are actual braided cables. And braided means that it's not spun or, you know, just twisted, which means they fall naturally. You know, it's braided, so there's no like lean to one side. When something's twisted, it wants to go with the twist, if you know what I mean. It's got the little cinchy ball right here. Nice. That looks nice. Let's put these on. I don't know if it's just the color or what, but these things look sharp. They are really nice. Okay, I'm gonna do a sound comparison. It does seal really well. Testing. Not open back, like with nothing in it. If as soon as I plug them in, it seals really well. So I bet it's just a port to relieve the pressure. All right, let's listen to some copyright-free music, and then I'll compare the orchestra lights to these and just kind of give you my initial thoughts on what the differences are. And then I'll use them tonight. Very nice. Okay, I'm very, very impressed with that. That bass is just clear. Man, they both sound really good. Two differences right off the bat, that these are a lot quieter than these. It takes more to drive these than the orchestra lights. So maybe the impedance, there's less impedance. What else? They sound so similar back to back. The fit is what's different. These are lighter than these. I feel like in my ears, I'm holding them, I can't really tell. They're so light to begin with. Orchestra light. Yeah, I don't know. The cables are both braided. They both are really good. I'm gonna definitely use these tonight in rehearsal and see what I think and what I feel. I'm excited. Okay, I'm back from rehearsal. It's a few days later, and I had problems. I had problems with these in-ears. I didn't know it was the in-ears at first. Honestly, I thought I was just having a bad day with just sound in general. And then I realized the culprit was the ears, and I'm going to talk about it, and I'm going to do some more tests and show you exactly what was going wrong. So I got to rehearsal and things just weren't sounding right. They were testing the click. We're going through sound check, and I was like, man, the click is like really low. Can we raise it? And they're like, it's not different than normal. I was like, maybe the iPad volume is down. I was like, hey, Luke, can you make sure? He's like, it's all the way up. I was like, man, that's so weird. Checked my pack, everything, the volumes are normal, but it sounded low. And then as we go through sound check, I don't have everything up really loud, but then same thing with my voice. I couldn't get my voice loud enough. I didn't want to crank everything, but I started cranking things and turning things down. And I even went to the receiver from my wireless pack and looked, and it was at negative 12 dB, which is what I keep it on all the time. And so I put it up to negative 3 to get 9 more dB, and that helped a little bit. I got my vocals where it was finally loud enough, but when I was singing, things were distorting. I was like, something is wrong, guys. Can we check at the board? I mean, I forgot all about the fact that I was using these new in-ears. Well, you just heard me say there was a volume difference. These take way more to push. Now, in the studio, right here through my Focusrite, they sound amazing. But when I was using them live, I couldn't get enough gain, and maybe I wasn't gain staging properly, and I was sending too much actual gain to where when I could get the volume I wanted, they were distorting. And I don't think it's the ears themselves distorting. It was probably just the amount of gain I was pushing into it to get the volume I needed, though. So I didn't really have time that night at rehearsal to solve the problem. I will spend more time with it. But let me show you on my Focusrite where I have to set the main monitor mix volume knob to show you how much difference there is. I don't know another way to show you more professionally what the dB difference is, but it was significant. I was like, hold on a second. I have these new in-ears. I had remembered what I had just said in the video that I had to adjust the volume. And so I was like, let me just get my Kiwi orchestra lights, put those in, and immediately clarity, tons of headroom. So it was definitely the in-ear. And I don't understand. They are more like studio grade. They even have the little 4.4 millimeter, I don't know what you call that, little sleeve, little jack that is like more high professional grade stuff. So they can probably, just like my HD 600s that I was talking about earlier in the video, they take more to push. They have higher impedance, and so they take more gain or more volume more signal to push to get the sound that you need. And that is what I'm feeling with these. And the gain stage I had set up for these in-ears was not good enough for these. So I just want to let you know, be transparent. The sound quality is exactly true. What I said in the video a second ago, that the quality is great once you get that gain in there. So it's almost like I would need another preamp to push these at church, or I don't know, have them send me a separate mix or something. I don't know. Let me show you how much I have to turn the knob to get them to be the same. Okay, that's where I have to set the orchestra lights to get them to a nice, even, pretty loud, but not painful volume level. Now to get that same level, I'm gonna plug in septets. So you see, that's a dramatic shift. And these headphone, amps are pretty sensitive. So from there to there, that's a big difference. That's a really big difference. All right, and so I just flashed up some of the specs on the screen, and I think impedance is only like 1 ohm difference, but the sensitivity, I think that is where we're having the issue. So the septets are 95 dB, where the sensitivity on the orchestra lights are 112. That's why there's a 17 decibel drop. So that's massive. That's massive. So if you're just trying things back to back and you don't know, kind of like I was, you're gonna have to send more. You're gonna have a power amp to drive these. If you're looking for these to dial in presets in the studio and you have a studio interface like I do, these would be perfect. Live performance, you're gonna have to do something if you're used to something with a lot more or less sensitivity. I don't know how that's rated. So anyways, just wanted to let y'all know, I'm a big fan of Kiwi, always have been. I've been using these for almost 2 years now, and I love them. I can't, every time I get another pair of something to test, I'm like, ooh, these will be a good backup to these. So these are my favorite. If you're in the market in that $220 range, I would highly suggest the Quartets. If you are wanting something for your studio grade, and you have the amp to push it, try the septets. They are amazing once you get the volumes right. Thank you guys so much for watching and joining me on this journey. Thank you, Kiwi Ears, for sending me these so I could test these out and give you feedback, those of you who are watching in real time, of my real world experience of them. Thank you so much. I will see you in the next video.